Hey guys, welcome back to Bows Fan TV, and today we're back with another match preview. This time we're looking ahead to our game against St. Pat's tomorrow evening at Richmond Park. Fantastic response to the Shells to be there on Monday night with a win against Drogheda, a 3-1 win. We discussed it in the last video. It was a very good performance. It was important. We went out and attacked from the start and put pressure on them and went forward and scored goals, and we did exactly that. Um, early on we scored a good free kick from Flores, and then, yeah, they hit back with an equaliser, but Ali Kuva scores, and then just after half time, or just into the second half, Akintunde scores, but was 3-1 up, and yeah, it was a good performance all round, strong individual performances from a lot of players, and it was good to see after the Shells defeat. I think this game will be a bit difficult, a bit more difficult. I know Pat's started the season quite poorly. There's a lot of pressure on Tim Clancy at the minute. Um, you know, I think for what they did, and I don't know, they didn't particularly strengthen in the off season. I don't think they really had to, though. They signed a few good players like Lonergan, who's done really well at UCD. Jake Mulvaney was seen as a real coup at the time. Obviously, it's still early on. He could still become a good player for them, but he hasn't quite got going yet. Um, they still had other players there from last season that we know were very good players, like Forrester and Redmond and Anton Breslin, who we know from his time at Bowls. These are good players, and they haven't quite got going yet. Um, two pretty poor defeats there, 5-0 to Dundalk, and a loss to Sligo, 2-1. When Sligo were down to 10 men for the majority of that game. Seeing the second goal that Sligo scored as well, I think the Pats defence was kind of half asleep, really. He just kind of, the free kick was taken, he just kind of ran in and scored. And I think that's something that the Pats fans are obviously very frustrated about. There's a lot of pressure on Tim Clancy at the minute. Um, but I think that they'll be looking at this game as a chance to respond to that. They're at home. It's a Dublin derby. It's a sellout. The fans will be up for it. I'm sure our fans will be up for it as well. We've made such a good start to the season, and we'll be looking to continue that. I think there's such a strong attacking element of the team at the minute. I know it hasn't quite got going yet for players like Afolabi. He had a few chances in the draw of the game that maybe he could have done better with, but I think it's only a matter of time before the goals start coming for him. Akintunde done really well in that deeper role. McDade and Cooper causing problems all week there on Monday. These are players that we're going to need, that are going to be really important for us on Friday if we want to get another win. It's going to be tough. Last season wasn't too pleasant for us at Richmond Park. I think we went there twice and lost 3-0 and 3-1. So we'd be looking to do better than that this time anyway. I think I can't see there being much change in the squad. I'll go through it now anyway. I think Talbot will be in goal. Jay Ben will be at right back, in my opinion. I think it'll be Casper and Nowak at the back as well. I know there might be a bit of there's evidence there for Horton to come back in, maybe even at right back, because I know he came on there at right back for the last few minutes against Drogheda, but I think Novak and Casper did quite well at centre half there on Monday. Jordan Flores at left back into the midfield. I'll go with Bogo McManus. I thought they were both brilliant on Monday, particularly McManus. For a young lad, he looks really confident, and he wants to get on the ball and get forward and create chances, and that's what we want to see. On the left, I think it'll be McDade. On the right, Ali Koo, and then I think you probably have Akintunde kind of dropping into that kind of number 10 role. He can obviously play on the left as well, and then Koo can come in in the centre. But I think Akintunde looked particularly threatening when he played there. He linked up really well with Afolabi and the other attacking players. So I think that's something that we could get joy from again. I think Afolabi will be up front. Um, yeah, like I said, it'll be a tight one. I think. I know a lot of people are thinking, we can come here and maybe win 1 or 2-0 or whatever. I think it's gonna be hard. I know Pats aren't doing well at the minute, but there's still a good, strong team there. I think I think they will probably still end up finishing in the top 4 or 5. Maybe they'll change the manager at some point during the season and they'll bring someone else in. Because there's a lot of pressure on Calante at the minute. Um, because they've still got decent players, Mulroney, Doyle, the two Doyles, I suppose, and Forrester and Redmond. These are good players, and they just haven't shown any sign of kind of they're going to kick on this season. They get a point in the first game against Derry, which was seen as a good result. Then they followed that up with a win against Shels late on. Then they go to Dundalk and not surprisingly they've played off the park and beaten 5-0, and then they lose to Sligo. We were down to 10 men for the majority of the game, and the Pats fans are really frustrated because there's a good side there and they're just not performing. Um, but I think they will see there's a chance to bounce back and show what they're all about. At home in the Dublin Derby, a sold out Richmond Park. Um, but I am going to fancy us in this one. I am going to go for a 1-0 win. I was kind of contemplating whether maybe to go with a draw, but I will I'll stay confident and go with a 1-0 win just because, we've been playing really well at the minute. I thought we were unlucky to lose against Shels. We probably should have maybe about, you know, 10 points in the first four. We get 9 points from the first four anyway. But I think if Connolly stayed on the pitch there, we'd have probably got at least a point in the Shels game. He's going to be a miss with him being suspended. But I think McDade has shown since he's come into the side, he thought he played quite well against Drogheda, that he can fill his shoes and do what he can do best. And I think we will win the game 1-0, just because we might have that bit more attacking threat and a bit more confidence than Pats at the minute. Obviously on poor form, and if they aren't to win, if they were to be beaten in this one, you could make it could be the end for Tim Clancy. I know it's very early in the season; it's only 4 games in or whatever, but I think Pats they'll be wanting a fast start. I think that's the main thing. If you want to get into Europe, you need to have a fast start, and I think they'll be looking at that and thinking, you know, we haven't started well here. Should we change the manager? But yeah, I am going to go with a 1-0 Balls win just because I think we will have that bit more confidence and that bit more of an attacking threat. So yeah, please God, we get another 3 points. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below what you're thinking heading into this game, your score predictions, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.